Good morning, everyone. We've had a wonderful few days, haven't we? Be able to get outside. Other than being slightly cold, it almost comes us. It's summertime out there. I haven't quite got to sunbathing yet. Hope you're keeping well and just finding those opportunities to enjoy life. And one of my little themes at the moment is, and it's just so suitable with the weather as it is to get out and just if you can get into the countryside, even better. Just look around and see the springtime emerging, see the plants beginning to grow, see the flowers out, probably a few daffodils out, and definitely primroses and other flowers. Just take it all in and celebrate God and see how that reflects His glory, reflects His love, and just remember. And I love remembering that God has created the world for us. He created the beauty for us. He created diversity for us. He created the colors for us. He created the smells for us. He created the sound of the birds singing for us. He created the beauty of the sky, the sun and the moon, the, and trees as well. And he created it for us. And as many of you know, one of the things I love doing is growing things. And I'm going, wow, God created, you know, all that for us as well. That we we were able to grow things, and you know, incredible plant breeders have sort of managed to create this amazing diversity, and all this stuff declares the glory of God. I was even thinking a little bit about the vaccine, the scientists that have used incredible skill in an incredible quick time to produce these vaccines that and I'm just like that is incredible that God has given mankind the ability to create and to develop things. It's phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. Let's celebrate God. Let's celebrate who He is. Let's celebrate what He's done and how He's surrounded us. Yeah, just incredible. He created the world for us. Anyway, that wasn't my subject for the day, and but celebration is definitely something that and worship that's stirring my heart again and again. I want to take a little bit from Luke today. We're going to just one line really, and I'm sorry if I'm jumping around too much for you, but yeah, this one is in Luke 16. It says, "No one can serve two masters. Either you will hate one and love the other, or you'll be devoted to one and despise the other. You cannot serve both God and money." Before this, it gives us a statement: whoever can be trusted with very little can also be trusted with much. Whoever is dishonest with very little will also be dishonest with much. If you want to do some teaching that is around finance, around money, then probably one of the best teachers I personally have come across, one that I like, is Stephen de Silva. He just has a way of teasing everything out and has some incredible um, statements that just help you understand you know, all this area around money. He does the series The Prosperous Soul, The Prosperous Home, just so worth looking at. And I remember his when he was doing his series on the Prosperous Soul, just some of the little statements, like he talked about the heart being like a blender, just a great illustration. And if the heart gets stirred up, it's like a blender that's been turned on. And I'm sure some of you have done that. But what comes out in that moment is based on what's in the heart. And other little illustrations around money. He's not, by the way, someone who would preach prosperity as is often seen in the prosperity gospel. But he does encourage us to see finance and money not as our enemy, but a tool for the kingdom, and how we handle it is important. So, just taking this passage here for a moment, you can't serve two masters. And it says at the end, you cannot serve. In this version, it says God or money, but the older version says God or mammon. And you think, what's the difference there? And I think there's a key little thing to get hold of here that can start to put money in its rightful place in how we handle it and how we are able to embrace finance and how we are able to then use finance not just to live but to bless. And so the word mammon is rooted in, if you like, money personified. If that makes sense, it's taking money and making it like a god that is opposed to our heavenly Father. It's like a god that's opposed to God. So you can see this passage is saying you cannot raise money up to a place of importance that in your life it's like a god that's taking the place of the living God. Now you start to follow that through, and it's making money like an idol. In fact, isn't that what they used to do in the Old Testament when Moses went up the mountain and Aaron and the people were gathered, and the people persuaded Aaron to make an idol? What did they make it out of? The idol was made out of gold. In fact, it's the craziest of things. They put this thing in the fire, they mold this idol. And when Moses comes down and says, "What have you done?" They're like, "Oh, we just threw the gold in the fire and out popped a bull." Yeah, it's like, whoa, this thing took over. And so that's the important thing. It's not money is evil. It's not that being rich is wrong and evil. It's not that prospering in life is wrong and evil. In fact, those things handled right are great tools in our own lives and in the kingdom. But it's how we hold those things. If we put a priority on money that comes above God, then we're in trouble. Now, what does that priority look like? It's like if you put priority on money, which then supersedes a value on people, something's wrong, seriously wrong. So I've got a business. In that business, the priority is people and people's well-being and their lives. Yeah, do they work hard? Yes. Yeah, but if they've got something important in their lives, say if it's important to them, it's important to us. That's the priority, not the other way around. And in some businesses, the priority is money and it has a cost on people. And so in our lives, it's like if you have money, actually be a wise steward. Again, going back to Stephen de Silva, I think he illustrates it well. He says, having money is a bit like an aeroplane. If you have none, it's like an aeroplane tootling along around the airport or even going underground. We've all, or most of us, have probably sat in aeroplanes as you go around the airport to the runway or after you've landed. Some places it seems to have taken longer than the flight. And yeah, planes can do that, but they're not at their best. They're at the best when they've got some altitude. And it's the same with finance. If you save a little bit and you gain some altitude, if a plane has a problem, in some ways the best place to be, well, on the ground is the best place, but the illustration doesn't quite hold out. But if it's got a lot of altitude, then it can sort things out and land safely. And it's the same in our lives. It's like if financially you have a bit of altitude, then the fridge breaks, the car breaks down, something goes wrong, an unexpected bill, then you're not left with a stress on the inside because you know you've put money aside ready for that moment. And I'm sure many of us have experienced the pressure of bills you're not sure you're going to be able to pay. It definitely doesn't create godliness in me when I'm stressed like that. It creates something that draws out things that aren't so good in my heart. So a little bit of altitude helps with those things. So coming back to this passage, no one can serve two masters. Either you hate one and love the other, or you will be devoted to one and despise the other. So it's strong language, but it's a reminder of how we hold things. So yeah, if you're someone that has is struggling financially, then I really recommend take some time on Stephen De Silva's things. It'll sharpen up your thinking and help you move towards a plan that gives you altitude. If you're someone that's in the privileged place of having a bit of altitude or a lot of altitude, then thank God for your altitude. Keep your focus on Him and ask Him and ask God for wisdom on how you not just use, but how you save what you have, that you can live your life not being a burden on others, but you're a source of generosity towards others, that you're really building up a reward in heaven because of your kindness to people, because of your care for people, because of the use of what you have, with a wisdom for your own life and a wisdom in how you give. Do you know, in the Bible, there's definitely a gift that's given to some people, the gift of generosity, something that goes beyond the normal. That isn't limited to someone with altitude, but is someone that has a gift and a wisdom to use what they have, and their generosity releases something beyond themselves in the heavenly realm, a reward in the heavenly realm. Anyway, I've run out of time a lot quicker than I thought here, but let's just finish with this thought. Money is good. If you want to argue with that statement, try living without any money. You'll become a burden to other people very quickly. Money is good, but it does reveal what's in the heart. Make sure what's in the heart and what comes out is in line with the kingdom. If you say, well, I haven't got any money, so I don't know what money's like. So even the little you have reveals what's in your heart. Handle it well. It says, those that are trusted with very little opens the door for much. If you handle what you have well, you release blessing in your life, but a blessing that goes into eternity. Hope that helps, and a little bit of provocation. Yeah, it's not something maybe we always feel comfortable talking about, and I want to make sure I get that right balance, but to provoke us to think a little bit on these subjects. Bless you. Have a great day. Look forward to being with you later this week.